Go.
June 16th, 2010, Swift County Courthouse, 4 p.m. Court case against John and Robin Besser on eviction hearing. Sitting outside of the courtroom waiting for our name to be called. Walked into the courtroom, sat down. Judge came in, they said all rise. I did not rise, my wife did not rise, Terry Dean Nemmers did not rise. The judge looked at Terry Dean Nemmers and told him to leave. Once he left, he looked at me and my wife and said, if we do not rise, we will be held in contempt of court and jailed for 48 hours. So we did rise. Then he goes, are you Mr. and Mrs. Nemmers? Then he goes, went to, no, Mr. and Mrs. John, or John and Robin Besser. And after that, then he asked the plaintiff to do her thing. The plaintiff said her speech, whatever she had to say for the plaintiff, and she babbled on for a few minutes, and then it was my turn to speak, and I said, Judge David Mennis, you're under arrest for obstruction of justice for the cover-up of Judge John Stashhole, for the crimes of obstruction, for the cover-up of the crimes committed against me from John Stashhole. Are you going to submit to the arrest? No comment. And then I read off the statute number 629.37 to him. He opened up his law book to read what that said. And then he said he will not submit. Then he went ahead and started writing, and it was dead silent for 5 minutes. The plaintiff's attorney, Tara Joe, looked like a deer in headlights when I said I was going to arrest the judge. The judge went ahead and did it. And I also said, are you going to resist this arrest? There was no comment. And after that, court dismissed. Walked outside. There was one witness in there, Nick Yost, that heard everything that was said.
Okay, so did the bailiff do anything when you said the judge was under arrest?
The bailiff did nothing.
Okay, did the plaintiff's attorney do anything?
Nothing.
Okay, have you ever been in that courtroom before where the bailiff said to rise and you refused to rise?
Yes, I was in that courtroom a month or two ago for Dwayne Jr. Baker's court case, and they told us to rise, me and Terry Dean Nemmers. Neither of us did rise, and we were allowed to sit through the courtroom without asking to be let out.
And were you threatened with contempt of court at that time?
No, I was not threatened with contempt of court.
So as far as you were concerned, it was perfectly fine to not rise when the judge came in then, in that courtroom?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so as far as you're concerned, it was policy and custom for Judge Mennis to allow a person to sit when he walks in?
Yes.
Okay.
Until today, until he had to threaten contempt charges.
Okay. So why do you suppose that he had Terry Dean Nemmers leave the room?
Because he's afraid of him. He did not rise for him and bow to his godly ways that Judge David Mennis thinks he has.
So why do you suppose that he called you Mr. and Mrs. Nemmers then?
Because he's seen Terry Dean Nemmers there, and he must be definitely afraid of Terry Dean Nemmers and the truth.
Okay. So you have anything else to comment? Oh, when we were standing outside trying to talk to the bailiff, was he the same bailiff that was at a previous hearing?
Yes, he was.
Which hearing was that?
Dwayne Jr. Baker's hearing.
Okay, so he saw Terry Dean Nemmers and John Besser not rise at that time, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So the bailiff made no move to remove you at that time, nor Terry Dean Nemmers at that time, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So were you standing there when the sheriff came to the door there, in the landing before the third floor, and when Terry Dean Nemmers asked him or started telling him about the previous situation, what did he say was the problem with Terry Dean Nemmers not rising?
right at this moment.
Okay.
But the bailiff would not show his ID.
Oh, that's correct,
Talk
isn't
to
it?
us.
Okay. So who asked for his ID?
John Besser asked for his ID.
Okay, and he refused to produce the ID.
That's correct.
Okay. Well, I think that's it.
All right.
Okay.